Hey, everybody. It's your boy, Sean McLaughlin, at Options Sean on the old Twitter X. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Thursday, September 11, 2025. September 11th is never a date that we love to talk about, but here we are. The good news is it's a bull market. Market's doing fantastic. But hey, welcome to the jam session. This is the weekly show where we review action within the All-Star Options universe of trades. We like to talk about stocks that uh, any positions we've exited, whether for a profit or for a loss, any adjustments we've made to existing positions. We'll update some stops on existing positions. We'll review some new trades we've put on in the last week, and we'll also talk about kind of what we're seeing in the markets. So let's do that. Let's bring up the charts here. We have the S&P 500 right here, the SPY, breaking out to new all-time highs. That is what a bull market looks like. You can see we're in a trade here. We're in a strangle. It's not working. Why? Why isn't it working? This might be something worth talking about. We could talk about it a little bit as we move on, but we have a strangle on which we're long the 620 puts and long the 680 calls in October. And so that's a trade that theoretically can win as long as the market moves in a big direction either way. Well, we're starting to get the big move up, but the position is down. Why? Well, when when markets go up, typically volatility comes down. And when you're long options, you're long volatility. So even though the market is starting to go in decisively higher and we're taking on positive delta in that position, well, volatility's coming in, so it's keeping any gains muted. In fact, we're down in the position for now, but we'll see if this move keeps materializing. If this is just the beginning salvo of a big move higher, then this position could work well. But anyway, that's what we're looking at the SPY. One of my colleagues brought up today in an analyst meeting, bring up the Qs here. Even though Qs have had a nice little rally over the last 5, 6 days, he made a very interesting point that if you kind of zoom out and look at the month as a whole, or look from January or July 31st to now, it's mostly been going sideways. It feels like it's been going up, but it's mostly been going sideways. We are just now starting to break above levels. So I say all that because, man, we got a lot of winners, a lot of trades that are really moving, and it feels like, man, it's time to start taking some profits here. And nothing wrong with feeling that way, but when you zoom out, I mean, we could be just getting started. I mean, there's been a lot of talk, certainly amongst my colleagues at All Star Charts, uh, that we could be really setting up for a monster rally into the end of the year. Is that a sure thing? Of course not. Of course not. But I mean, it feels like the conditions are there and we're starting to see it percolating. So, and I wrote about this in my email today, guys. And by the way, if you're not getting my free emails, the link is in the chat there, right at the top in the YouTube chat. Please click on that. It's a free newsletter. I write most every day, not every day, but the majority of the days every week. And we talked about how hard it is to hold winning trades. And let's talk about that real quick. I mean, just cherry picking off the top. I mean, look at some of these positions we're in. Here's First Majestic AG, big ripper today, right? If you're in this with us, you might be thinking, "Oh man, that's a big win. I gotta start taking profits here." That's a normal, natural thought to have. But a stick like that we're seeing today, that could just be the beginning of something major, right? Or maybe, well, no, that could be the beginning of something major, right? So we don't know, but I'm holding this trade and I'm going to continue holding this trade because I want to see what's going on and how far this can go. I have till December. I'm long the December 9 calls. This started out as a call calendar spread where we shorted the July 9 calls against it. Those 9 calls we covered for 5 cents right here in this little green circle. And now we have unfettered, potentially unlimited gains with these December 9 calls, exactly the way we drew it up. Not really, but that's what we wanted, right? Another trade here that's been ripping this HUT, HUT. This is one we have until September of next year. We have a whole nother year for this trade to materialize, and it's really starting to rip. You might be tempted to take profits here, but man, these are the trades, these are the trends that they start like this, and who knows? So just something to keep an eye on. Here's another one. We don't have a trade on All-Star Options, but man, just see what's going on with WBD this afternoon. Some news came out. I think they're a takeover play. Skydance, I think, is making a bid for them. This thing popped. I mean, this whole stick happened right after that news hit around, I don't know, what, 1 o'clock Eastern today. Look, if you're long WBD, I'm long WBD in a different account, not for All Star Options, but I'm long this in another account. And man, I mean, no reason to sell it here. This thing might go materially higher. Who knows? Anyway, we're getting off top. We're getting off topic here. Let's talk about positions, recently closed positions from this week. We've got some good news and some bad news. Let's start with the good news. Let's start with NBIS. This is a trade we were long a September 50-80 bull call spread. We paid 680 for it back on July 1st, and the market just laughed in our face for a full week after we got into that trade. You can see here where the one is. I have these little things on here because I wrote a piece about this again in my free newsletter. I wrote about it yesterday or the day before. If you're not getting that, you should be getting it. But man, this thing laughed in our face, but it never violated my stop, right? So we held firm. We followed the plan. We were rewarded for holding. It came back, and then we had a nice gap, which was great. And then it started fading this gap, and it looked like the gap was not going to hold, but it did hold. 63 was my level. I wanted to see a closing price below 63. If we got there, I was out. I think we touched it briefly right over here on September 5th, and we touched it again on August 20th, but we never closed below it. And so I stuck to my plan, and I was rewarded for it. We got a nice surprise gap here earlier this week. And hey, I was trying to sell this spread for 24 bucks. Why 24? Because the most that spread could be worth is 30, right? I'm long the 50s and short the 80s. That's $30 in between those strikes. So the most that strike could be worth is 30. I wanted to sell for 24 because 24 is 80% of the full value of the spread. Typically speaking, with a bull call spread, I'm happy to sell it when it achieves 80% of its full maximum value. All right. That was my plan. Well, this gap happened. This was an overnight gap. So coming in on this morning on September 9th, which was Tuesday? Yeah. Coming in on Tuesday morning, I knew that this thing was gapping higher, way above my strikes. So I said, you know what? I'm going to cancel that good till cancel order to sell at 24. I'm going to let it open, see where it's trading. And I think I originally put an offer out to sell it at 29, just being a little bit greedy. It sat there for a minute or two, didn't get filled. So I just kept lowering my offer 25 cents at a time until I can get filled. And I got filled at 28 even. So I would have been happy to sell for 24, but I got out at 28. Excellent. Excellent. So congrats to any of you who were in that trade with me. Nice winner. We love trades like that. But let's balance it out with some bad news. We had a losing trade we had to close out. Southern Company, ticker SO. We were long some January 100 calls we paid $2 for. Got into those in mid-July. But unfortunately, it closed below my stop loss level on the 8th. I closed it on the morning of the 9th. The market's done nothing, or the stock's done nothing but go up since then. Am I going to regret that? Maybe. Could always get back in, right? If the stock gets back above 94 bucks, I might be interested in getting back in again. But for now, I'm out. Got out for 75 cents. Not a total loss. We paid 2. We're out for 75 cents. Not bad. We'll take it. All right. So that's it for exited trades of this week. Let's go and update some stops. We wrote about updating stops this morning, just talking about giving trades some room, right? Giving trades some room to work. And it's a dance, right? Like, you don't want to give back too much of your open profits, but you also don't want to get stopped out of a position that's just having a normal reaction and then it's going to rip again higher, right? It's a tough dance. There's no perfect answer. You have to have some kind of plan. You have to. I have to. But there's got to be a place that you're going to cry uncle no matter what. But man, placing stops can be tricky. And so I'm not perfect at it. Neither are you, even though you might think so, but you're not, either am I. But here we're going to update some stops just to, keep some positions in front of us, keep the ball in front of us, as they say in baseball. All right. So we're long to December 15 calls. I'm moving my stop up to 13. 13 looks like a pretty significant level. That's where that reaction came down to, and it held. And that level kind of corresponds with where we got in. It also corresponds with the rising 50-period moving average. So 13 in APLD is the new stop. I don't want to see APLD close below that level. If it does, that's my signal to get out. Okay, here's another one of these trades. Just things been absolutely ripping for us. GDXJ. It's completely natural to want to take profits here. And I won't criticize you if you do. If you're in this trade with us and you want to take some off the table, I have no problem with that. You've earned it. This is a fantastic trade for us. We got long the January 70 calls. We bought them on the dip. I mean, how great was this dip? I kind of felt it when I bought it. I felt like we were getting a gift on that dip. It's nice when it kind of plays out the way you thought it might. So we're long the January 70 calls. I mean, they're 20 bucks in the money right now. We paid 375 for them. Just absolutely crush it. If you want to take some profits here, I get it. You can see that 100 level up there, up top. That's the target that's the price level that I'm targeting to take some profits. Am I being greedy? Absolutely. But we have till January. We have what, 4 months, 3 months left for this thing to play out. We'll see what happens. But metals have been so strong. We're moving my stop now to 75. All right. 75 feels like a mile away from where it's at right now. But if it came back below 75, it closed below that, that would kind of tell me that this was a blow off top and the momentum is gone. And hopefully we'll still be able to escape with some level of profits there. I think we will. Oh yeah, of course we will, because they'll still be in the money. We'll see. But for now, the stop in GDXJ is at 70. All right, next up, J&J, Johnson & Johnson. We're along the March 190 calls. We got some time on this one, but the 170 level feels pretty significant to me. If you follow my cursor to the left here, you'll see this was where the stock originally ran into some resistance. It ran into resistance here back in March. It did it again briefly in late July. So now that feels like, you guys have heard this before. What was previously resistance becomes support. So do not want to see J&J get back below 170. It also corresponds with the rising 50-period moving average, which is convenient and nice. So 170 for me. That's the stop in J&J. And finally, Medtronic. Man, this thing's just been whipsaw city for the last 4 or 5 days. I've been trying to trade this also in another account that I have, like a shorter term account, and I just keep getting in and getting stopped out and in and stopped out over and over again because risk management is number one. I'm back in it though. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But this thing really feels like it wants to rip. That being said, I'm raising my stop to 90 now. I don't want to see it get back below 90. That would be a very bearish development for me in Medtronic. So those 4 trades, raising the stops, are they the perfect levels? I don't know. We'll only know in hindsight, but we have to make risk management job number one. And so that's what we're doing here. So Medtronic is at 90. All right, that's it for the updated stops. Next up, let's talk about the new trades we've put on in the last week. So now with the new trades, I don't have the trade details on the charts. If you want the trade details, I got a whole piece that I write about it, about each trade that I put on. I talk about what I like about the setup, how I'm going to trade it, what option strategy I'm going to use, how I'm going to position or size my position, where I may stop out, where I may take profits. All of those details are laid out so that you have them from the minute you put the trade on. You can make the trade your own if you want. You could just get started with what I have and then you kind of manage it there on your own. But everything you need to manage it the way I will be laid out for you. And if nothing else, seeing how I work through trades and seeing how I build plans, it's my hope that it'll be educational to you as you develop as a trader and come up with your own trades and come up with your own plans. All right, so with that little disclaimer out, let's talk about Autodesk. We did put a bullish trade on an Autodesk last Friday, I believe we put that trade on. So we're bullish there. Our stop's at 310, as you can see. Again, you want the details of what we did specifically to participate in this trade. You can find it on the blog. Go to allstarcharts.com, head to the member section, head to the options section. You'll find all my trade plans there. All right, next up is Vail. This one is, what are these guys? Metals and Miner? They're a Metals and Miner, I think, in Brazil, if I remember correctly. We don't have a stop loss in this trade for now, so I have that written there. That's really a note more for me than for anybody else. I'll add one eventually as this thing starts to move, and it is starting to move for us. We got in on this red candle day on September 9th on Tuesday. Oh, no, we got it on Monday. No, we got it on Tuesday, didn't we? Whatever, we got it earlier this week. I'm liking the way it's looking though. If this can clear this level we're at right now, $11, this thing could go to 14, 15, which would be a great trade for us. All right, next up is Uber. We got into Uber yesterday. Shout out to Jason in the community, All Star Options subscriber. He shared this idea with me yesterday. If you guys saw me on What Are My Options, the show What Are My Options that I'm doing also every week, Jason was in there and shared this idea. And the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. The more I liked it. So we got along. Uber. Man, you just gotta love this pattern. This thing's just like it's just gathering strength, getting ready to go. That's what it feels like to me, right? Certainly anything can happen and there could be a market rug pull or who knows. But you gotta love this chart pattern. You gotta love the strength, the consolidating range up here, up high. And you gotta love that we're right below the 100 level, $100 roll on deck. We've had three strong attempts at it that fizzled out. We had one here that fizzled out in late May. We had another one that fizzled out in early July. And then the third time in late August. Is the fourth time the charm for us to get the $100 roll? We shall see. I'm positioned for it. Again, all the details at All Star Options are at allstarcharts.com. Go to the member section and find the options section. There you go. Okay, so just to recap for everybody who likes this stuff, let's put the updated stops here up on the screen. Those are the four positions we updated our stops on. Someone take a screenshot, please, and throw that in our chat room. Which, by the way, guys, if you're watching the show and you're an All Star Options member, subscriber, and you're not in our chat room, please get into our chat room. Send me an email, info@allstarcharts.com. And to ask me, how do I get into the chat room if you don't know already? We'd love to have you in the chat room, engaging with me, engaging with everybody else. It's a community. We're all helping each other out. All right. That's it for the updated stops. And lastly, if you're not involved in All Star Options, please subscribe. You can find the link right there at the top. The link is also in the chat on YouTube and also in my newsletter. Also, that link is in the chat. Please click on it. If you like the charts that I share, my friends at TrendSpider.com are offering promo code discounts, 50% off subscription plans using my promo code Sean50. Hit them up. And as I mentioned before, if you have any questions at all, shoot me an email, info@allstarcharts.com. It'll get routed to me. I'm happy to help if you have a question about an options trade. If you got a question about a trade that I have on, if you have a question about just trading in general and you want my perspective, I'm happy to answer it. So shoot me an email. Love to chat with you. All right, everybody. That's all I got for you. That's it. Happy Thursday. Weekend's almost here. I'm heading to Toronto on Sunday, hanging out with the team, All Star Charts team. We're all heading out there for the Portfolio Accelerator. Man, we're going to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Can't wait. I mean, I'm an old school hockey fan. I'm going to hopefully get my picture taken with the Stanley Cup. That'll be great. And man, Toronto's one of my favorite cities. I used to live near Toronto, but I'm from Buffalo, New York originally, which for those of you who don't know, it's only 90 minutes from Toronto. And as a kid, I used to go to Toronto, not all the time, but often. And I miss it. It's been probably 25 years since I've been back. So looking forward to going to Toronto. All right, everybody. But we'll be back with What Are My Options next Wednesday. And we'll be back with another episode of this jam session again next Thursday. Have a great weekend, everybody. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, trade them well, be well. See you later.